So this is your reading for the 11th to the 18th of April 2025. It's going to be general, so please take what resonates and let the rest go. Let's welcome in the high frequency archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, and of course our high selves to assist with this reading today. Okay, Cancer, we're going to see what's flipping here for you today. Okay. We have two cards here, face up. Ten of Swords and the Page of Cups. Right, let's see what's coming in around that as well. Underneath we have the King of Swords, Two of Swords. We'll go through this quickly and then I will look at them and have another chat. Six of Wands, King of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, King of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I'm going to just have a quick meditation with these cards and just meditate on the images and the energies, and I'll get back to you shortly. Okay, Cancer, at the center of your reading here, we have these two quite different energies. So this one here is sort of talking about your body and soul. Okay, this is like quite a playful energy. You're looking at your creativity, your emotions. This is quite an expressive card, like moving with the flow and things like that. Sort of quite a life-giving, a life, a very enlivening sort of card energy. And here we have this energy here of, this is like, excessive thinking or overthinking that is literally in some ways metaphorically killing the body, or it is, shall we say, causing the mind to separate from the body, and almost this like a soul, the soul kind of separating, like it's not holistic. Okay, this is a non-holistic energy. It's very mind focused and almost to the point of course, ignoring the body, or the body is just put into the background. And in some ways, of course, what we've just said, the overthinking is sort of just taking away from that mind-body connection, okay? So I feel at the moment, Cancer, that maybe you're involved in something here that's taking you away from your mind-body connection. But yet you also have this energy here of where you do have, mind, body, emotions. You do have that connection, okay? Your soul and your body is sort of connected here. And then driving underneath the reading, you have this King of Swords, which is interesting because he is, this is where the body and the mind are working together, because there's a sword, he's holding it, okay? But it's not this excess of swords that is like killing the body metaphorically, okay? So this is where what you're wanting is your mind and body to work together, okay? And this means that you can govern yourself much more effectively, and you can be more masterful in that way. So it's almost like the mind needs to acknowledge the body, and the body must acknowledge the mind, and they need to work together in balance, okay? Just recently, there's this energy I think you've been feeling into where it's an indecision, and maybe you felt as though you have to decide between being in your soul energy or being in your mind energy. Maybe you felt that you've had to decide between these two things. So maybe you have been, or you could even be, thinking that, hang on, let me just clarify that. So it's this mind body. So maybe you've been thinking, do I focus on the mind and really make use of that, or do I do my whole soul, my body energy thing? And so maybe you've sort of separated the two out in your thought process, in your, for some reason, okay? Maybe there are kind of two different job options open to you, or maybe you have a side hustle and a job that you're trying to navigate or something like this, and maybe you're thinking of stopping one, or you're questioning one or the other, okay? Whatever it is that you're looking at doing here, Cancer. At the moment, you are having some success. Now, whether that is this energy here that you're having success with, whereby you're focusing on the mind, you're very active in the mind, and you're kind of ignoring your body here. Maybe this is a job role where you are just doing a lot of intellectual stuff, okay, but your physical health is suffering, okay? Or it could be that you're having success with this one here, which is maybe this is sort of body activation and going with the flow, but you don't feel intellectually stimulated, okay? So maybe this is what you're looking at, you know, trying to work out here. So at the moment you're having some degree of success here, okay? In the near future, this is looking like, now the King of Pentacles is a very grounded energy, and the pentacles sort of symbolize, of course, the element of earth, but also the body, so matter, right? So this could be that maybe you're going to come into physical abundance, or this is to do with the body. Maybe there's going to be this more whole-souled energy that you're going to step into, and it's going to perhaps lead to some abundance here. But it could also be saying that this is a fixed energy as well. So whatever resonates, this could be either a warning or an indication that it's going to be abundant, or that maybe you are going to become overly fixed in one of these energies. Of course, driving the reading, you had this nice mind-body connection with the King of Swords. Although we say the King is air, and sometimes this is like a very air, very heady card, the image actually looks like the body and the mind are working together. Okay, that's what I'm going with for this reading. The interesting thing and fascinating thing to me is that even though you have this full body sort of grounded earthy card here in your near future, you then have, for your current energy, you have this Ace of Swords, which is the higher consciousness. So once again, we have the mind, but this is like source and spirit, this is like a spirit kind of connection, higher consciousness, okay, which is a little different from this one here. Okay, this is like, you know, spirit handing this sword to you and saying, you know, this is clarity, consciousness, intuition, insight. Okay, this is what you're probably feeling at the moment. You have quite a bit of insight, but it could also be that you're opening up to these different aspects of yourself, the mind, body, spirit, soul, and that you're wanting to activate all of them, and it can be a little confusing, Cancer, okay? Especially when we have to, you know, in the real world, we need to have income and we need to do something with our time, okay? And it's difficult to do 5 or 6 things to fulfill that, all of the soul's kind of needs. So we do have to simplify, okay? In your external, excuse me, environment, you have this King of Wands. I feel like this could be a spirit guide, because the wands can sometimes symbolize this combination of mind, body, spirit. And certainly sometimes the emotions come into that as well, because it's a very creative energy. So I feel like this is sort of either a person or a spirit guide that has a positive influence in your life at the moment, who perhaps is in a leadership role or an advisory role, or a mentor of sorts, or someone that you watch or listen to, that is, you know, possibly a source of inspiration, that might help you to be able to combine all of these energies together, okay, being the mind. So Cancer, if you're wanting to be very intellectual and creative in that, but also you're needing to be able to do that to an extent that the mind's not overtaking the body. So you need to be able to, of course, have time to activate your body and also be in your emotional creative flow here, okay? Maybe this energy is sort of doing that, and maybe you need to be paying attention to that. Yes, let's just clarify that right now. And just look at this King of Wands. Okay, wow. King of Wands is clarified by the King of Wands. Okay, Cancer, so, yeah. And, yes, that's all we could say there, isn't it? Let's pull one off the top. Page of Wands, okay. So this might be about learning about, yes, how to become a King of Wands. Okay, so perhaps looking into the element of fire, which is to do with passion, and really trying to align yourself with your passion, okay. Because that's going to help. In your hopes and fears, you have the 8 of Pentacles. So when I say aligning with your passion, I just mentioned before, that's going to help you with combining your mind, body, spirit together, okay. And here you have your 8 of Pentacles. So this is hopes and fears. You're hoping to be able to work whole-souled on something. But this is also, once again, an Earth card, physically activating, and yeah, sort of mind, body, spirit, but more like sort of like more physical. So maybe this is sort of suggesting to do something physical. Like if you have a lot of insight and higher consciousness work that you're doing here, Cancer, you will need to ground yourself. So maybe this is about a physical practice or regular physical thing that you're going to be doing or that you're going to be creating here. Okay. That's going to help you with your intellectual activities or your spiritual activities. And here, the final card, except for the Wheel of Fortune here on the bottom of the deck, which is the start of a new cycle, okay, which might be a new way of working for you, Cancer. The final card, 6 of Pentacles. So this is talking about coming into balance, harmonizing. We have the scales here, which is, you know, balancing mind and body. I think this is what it's talking about. And sort of, yeah, almost like if one of these people represents your body and one represents the mind, it's sort of like, you know, this one's receiving some crumbs here. So maybe this is the body and this one's the mind, where, you know, there's just sort of contemplation, like this is not actually giving this person anything. It's just like, okay, let's just, you know, meditate or whatever. So maybe you're going to be feeding, metaphorically, your body and your mind, okay, in a balanced way. Let's also just grab a couple of cards for that. Oh, exactly 2 just fell out. The Death in the World. Yeah, so this could be a rebirth. So there's something about the mind-body connection here, Cancer, that I think you're going to be stepping into. Because if you felt as though you've been operating just in the mind or just in the body, then there's going to be something that's going to combine those that's going to come through for you. And this is going to be change. It's going to be like a rebirth, okay? And here you are getting ready to experience that world, stepping through the portal, where you're going to be having success with that, okay? And we also have the Wheel of Fortune here, okay? The really fascinating thing to me is that directly under this card, I don't normally read reversals, but the Knight of Wands has come out in reverse. So what Spirit's saying here is for you to Cancer to please take this slowly. It's saying do not rush it. This is like a rush in energy, okay? This is don't rush it, okay? You might have to take your time with this, particularly if you are going to be embarking on a path or working on something that's going to perhaps provide you with income in the future, because this is what the Knight of Pentacles is kind of saying. It's also what the 8 of Pentacles is saying and the 6 of Pentacles, okay? You have Earth Pentacles in your reading, and I feel like this is going to be a change of job role, a change of way of being, change of lifestyle, but it's going to be the start of a new abundant cycle. Let's grab an oracle card for you as well. We're going to do Gateway of Light activation. I had to meditate quite a while on these cards before I got the meaning of what this reading was about. It feels like it's quite in-depth. So, yeah, just be wary. If some ideas have come up for you that you feel like you need to journal on, you know, definitely do that. Let's grab an energy for you here, Cancer. Yeah, so it's Wheel of Fortune is success, okay? You might need to sort of do some reflection, but definitely it's about mind and body coming together, okay? Whether that's to do with your weekly schedule or your daily schedule or even your job role or a hobby or something that you do, or maybe if you have, you know, like we've said before, if you have this like an intellectual job, okay, maybe it's balancing that out. Maybe you're going to be pulling back on the hours that you do that so you can do more body work or something to that effect. This, I also, when I see the Page of Cups, it also reminds me of, you know, perhaps like the dramatic arts, the performing arts, you know, dance, music, you know, yeah, acting, that type of thing, or reading poetry. You know, it's almost like he's reading a poem or something like that, or looking at the emotions and the arts. Okay, so I feel like there's something creative here, Cancer. And maybe the creative thing in itself is going to be that combination, which we did just mention with the King of Wands. King of Wands is quite creative energy, okay? Also a bit of an innovator. So you could be innovating and doing something new here. Right, let's cut this deck here. So yeah, and it could indeed be an art form that you're looking to do. Oh, Memories of Atlantis. This is fascinating also to me, because earlier today, when I was just pre-shuffling these oracle cards before I started all the readings, this card jumped out. Memories of Atlantis. Spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. Let me find this in the book, actually. Okay, here we go. Legend has it that Atlantis was an advanced civilization that existed thousands of years ago in the center of the Atlantic Ocean. Its people were highly evolved and had many spiritual gifts. They were telepathic, extremely psychic, and known for their ability to combine the laws of science and spirituality to develop technology and create heaven on earth. But somewhere along the way, many of them stopped respecting their gifts and spiritual connection. Their disrespect for the earth and ocean caused a great cataclysm that brought their civilization to an end. The Atlanteans, who had continued to live with spiritual integrity, had an awareness of what was to come and were able to achieve full ascension and move beyond the physical realm to that of light. They are now a congregation of evolved souls who, like angels and masters, work with those upon planet Earth who are following the ascension path in alignment with devotion and love. If this card comes up for you and has a strong energy or seems familiar, it's a good chance that you are a former Atlantean who didn't honour your spiritual connection then and are being given an opportunity to avoid making the same mistakes now. There's a little thing here on how to connect. Yeah, it says visualize yourself cloaked in a beautiful deep blue energy, which is the Atlantic Ocean blue, and say, Atlantean Council of Light, thank you for supporting the evolution of my soul so that I can surmount the karmic imbalances of my previous incarnations. And we do have another message just over the page here, the message which is, you are being transported through a gateway to connect with ancient Atlantis. Know that by drawing this card today, you are receiving blessings from the Atlantean Council of Light, who are dedicated to the evolution of the soul. You are becoming aware of your gifts, and this is an exciting time, but also a time when the energies of your ego can become loud and obnoxious. Know that this gateway is appearing to remind you to stay aligned with the highest good and rooted in the energies of devotion. Then there can be a great coming together of the human and spiritual, and you can live in a more evolved way. Yeah, I feel that's what you're doing here, Cancer. I think you're evolving out of a way of being that has probably sort of felt like your mind and your body have had to separate in order to sort of survive. But I feel like you're bringing things together. Okay, you're evolving and you are bringing your mind and body into alignment. And there's something that you're going to do in that area that's going to probably more than likely be a source of income for you down the track. And it's going to be, successful for you as well. And don't forget to remember to activate this fire aspect of creativity, because you have to bring out your inner King of Wands here, and you're also working with high consciousness and co-creating with spirit. So Cancer, that's what I have for you. I hope that's been helpful, and remember to not rush things, okay? We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So look forward to the next one. In the meantime, have a great day, great week, and I'll see you again soon.